We know that women's involvement in politics globally has doubled in the past 10 years, but it's still at 22%. What could we do to empower more women to go into politics? And what do you think the biggest barriers are, not only for entry, but for the kind of enticing young women to go into that sector?
I think women, I don't think you have to entice them. I think if the opportunities are there, I think they're ready to take them. And I've just in my work with the State Department, but then also just writing this book, I've traveled to, several dozen countries and talking to both young men and women. The women are as equally as interested in doing different things, but also very globally aware. And I think the challenge is to really, literally, take a term from, entrepreneurship in the startup world, to disrupt the status quo and to really change the mind frame of what women can be involved in, and bringing their voices to the table and having them participate. Justin Trudeau, who's just elected the Prime Minister of Canada, he has an equal number of women and men in his cabinet. And his response to why did you do that? And he said it's because it's 2015. And I think that's refreshing. And I think we need to have there's no lack of organizations that try to support women and try to get them to be interested, whether it's in technology or in foreign policy or in politics. I think where the challenge does lie is really at the top. I think you really need to have leaders who own this issue and who say, I really want to make a change in this. I think you've seen a lot of changes here in the United States whether it's the President of the United States or whether it's a CEO that actually takes diversity and inclusion really seriously. And it has to happen in both. You have to have people moving up, but you also have to have a change at the top. And so the disruption doesn't need to happen through a mass revolution with people storming the White House. But I think that the people at the White House I think there's an opportunity for them to change their mindset. I was working for Madeleine Albright in the early 90s when they had the 96 elections, and Bill Clinton appointed her to be the first Secretary of State. And you look back at it now and it might not seem like, so what, there was a female Secretary of State, but even in 1996, it was a big deal to appoint a woman to that position. She got questions of, how are you going to deal with world leaders in the Middle East? And that turned out not to be an issue. People respected her for the position that she was in, and she was perfectly capable of doing that. And so I think it's about shattering the stereotypes and just not acknowledging them, and just kind of moving forward with them.